Hey guys, we are back and we are going to try and attempt to make a bee today. I've had a couple requests for those and a black rose. So I thought we'd try the harder one today. So this is my bee, I think. The yellow seems really bright, but I do know that bees are bright, right? So we use gold, cad yellow, and gold. And we're going to have yellow bee in the center. And I don't know why my colors are so perfectly squared right there. We don't want that. We want a little bit of yellow to go into the gold. It might be that I just haven't put it together yet. So I'm going to run this through the pasta machine and make a little Skinner blend. And this might be too big, so I might have to bring it down a little bit. I don't want to make them too big. You could use any color you want. Alrighty. Okay. So we're going to bring this down to a number 3. Oops. Okay. And then again, we do our little fan fold. All right, we're going to get rid of this extra. Okay, so this is our bee here. Okay, and we're going to cut this. I'm trying to think of which side I want better. So where are we at? We want this in 3 pieces here. Okay. But I don't want to go 3 inches. I don't want a huge bee here, because this is going to be huge. So we're going to stretch this out. I feel like I should have a little more yellow on this. So I might have to do this one more time. Let's see. Alright, so if I were to cut this out, 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm just making sure I have enough yellow, guys. So we may end up doing a couple of these. Okay, so now we're going to separate and give the bee a little bit of segments here. And I'm running the black through the thickest setting, so you know. And what are we at? We're about 1/2 inch. Okay. Okay. And then obviously we're going to need like a little head up there. Oops. Okay, so now we're going to shape it like a bee. Okay. Just trying to give it a little bit of an hourglass shape here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go grab some translucent. We're going to make some wings, and I will be right back. Okay, so we have some white clay here. And this is going to be his wings. Yes, we're definitely going to have to reduce it down. And I don't know, we're going to put some black in here. And on this, I'm going to take it to a number 3. We'll see how thick that is first. That should be okay. Hoping. Okay. And we're just gonna stick that in there. Doesn't have to be perfect. Excuse me. Okay. hardest thing about making this is packing it. Because when you reduce these, it's awfully thick. I probably could have went to a number 5. But we're going to leave it at a 3 since that's where we're at. How big is this? This is a little over ½ an inch. So I think that should do it right there. I have less of a mess to clean up here. It just does not want to go in there. Okay. I wanted to put 3, but because I made this so thick, it looks like I'm only going to be able to go 2. Okay, now we're going to wrap this, and when we wrap it, we're going to wrap it at a 5 or a 6. Okay. So this is a 5 right here, which is perfect. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, we got a lot of reducing to do, and I still want a little wing to come off the bottom, right? So we're going to do this first. That way I can gauge the size I need. And then put it together. Okay. ½ an inch tall. I'm going to just even these out first. I'm just kind of look. Okay, so I think I need these a little bigger. Okay. Okay. So I just want a little wing underneath it. So I have white. I just used white. Okay, and this is going to be a triangle too, right? All right, I think that should be just fine the way it is. Okay, so we're going to wrap this with black as well, but I'm only going to wrap one side, or actually two sides instead of all three. I feel like I need to go bigger just in case, but it's not that much white that if I need to add more, I can. Okay. So what we're doing is we're just going to go to the bottom and around the top. Because if I put it around the whole thing, then it's going to make that black line really thick. And I don't want to do that. Okay. So we're going to cut this in half, just as it is. And just so I can see how it looks. Okay, I really think this is good. Okay, so we're going to kind of thin it up a little bit. Do I want to put a line in here? That I'm not sure. I don't think I do. It's just too thin. And that's just a little too big. So I may actually be able to use this piece for both. Maybe. Might be too small. Okay, how did I lose this shape over here? Okay, these were fine, so I don't know how I lost a little bit of that length, but I did. Okay, so we'll see if that happens on this one. Alright, we want this to go not all the way to the top, but close. See what a difference that is? I don't know how this got so tiny. Very interesting, people. Very interesting here. Okay, so we might have to, I don't know. Okay, well, anyways, there we go. It's just so soft. Okay, so now we need the feet, the head. On the head, I'm just making this little ball right here. Okay. I want to make it look like it's got a tiny little head up here. Make it a little bit more. A little bit of white got on this, so kind of messed me up there. Okay. Okay, so this is a little smaller now. Okay. All right, so now that we got everything, okay, so now the fun part begins. So what do we need? We need maybe some front legs right here. We need a couple antennas. Okay, so let's get a bunch of white or a bunch of black and start figuring out where we're going to put them. And then obviously we're going to have to wrap them with translucent. Okay. All right. And I am running it through the thickest setting for now. I think we're going to need the thickest setting, because once we reduce this, it's going to end up being really small. This looks like a longer way to do it. All right, so I'm going to go just a little bigger here. Okay. So how long do we want to make our wings, or not our wings, our antenna? Okay. Sorry guys, the door opened and closed. There's nobody here, which is kind of freaky, so I will be right back. Alrighty guys, so our garage door is like right next to this room. And if you don't close it well enough, then it will, when the wind comes, it just kind of opens it up. So this is our antenna so far. So if you look at this, and that means that I'm going to have to put the translucent all the way around there. So we're going to go just a tad bit smaller. And see if I like this size better. And it might make it a little easier on me. I don't know if I should put them like that. Should I put them towards the sides? And then am I making these still too big? Because I don't want them too big, obviously. Okay, did I cut the wrong off? No. That's going to be a big bee. It really is. So it's like that. So I need this end off. Okay. So let's try this. Don't like where those are sitting though, and yeah, they're a little small. So let me grab some translucent and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, we are back. We kind of walked away from this for a minute and got me some lunch. And now we're back to take this on. So we're going to cut this like this. You just can't play with this stuff too much because then it gets all fiddly and wiggly and... Okay, this should have been 1/2 inch and it's not. Now it's a lot lower. I'm just gonna do that. Okay. And that's really long, right? So we want this edge just to be cut right there. Okay. And I think we're just gonna go to there. Okay. We know how tall we want it, right? But I still feel like it needs to be just a little longer. All right, we're just going to leave it just like that. Okay, so let me get another one here. And we're going to leave it alone because if I try and make this perfect and stuff, we're never going to get this done. Okay, so now I want to put a piece of translucent on each side of this. But I don't want to go too thick, just so I can see how it's all going to be. So I'm cutting this at a number 3. That's right? Yeah, it's just... Okay, and I'm just putting it, obviously, on the sides of it. Okay. Okay. And we want the black to touch this black. Uh-oh. Almost put it in the wrong side. Okay. And they're both the same, right? They're both the same thicknesses, but this one looks so much thinner. But anyways, that's going to be... Yeah, that's going to be your head, right? I'm going to just make sure that this is the right size. And you know me, with you, when you got fingers that don't work very well, it makes playing with these little pieces a little harder. Okay, so now we have that, right? But we still need front legs here. Okay, so we may have to move those over. I don't know how long I want my legs here. Sorry, I'm eating a sandwich at the same time. So, okay, so we want the leg to come out right there. So maybe about right there, but it's not tall enough. Away. Go ahead and put this back through the pasta machine. And again, back at the thickest setting. Okay. So this, I just want to see, it's a lot taller than I thought it was at first. So it's kind of like 3/4 of an inch tall. Okay. And obviously I don't want it to look like another set of wings. So we're going to cut it about right there. Okay. Okay, so there's 2 feet. Okay, and we need, again, we're going to need translucent. Okay. And yep, you want the black to look like it's part of the body. So make sure your translucent doesn't go past the black. And put it on the right side. It's just one of these days. Alright, and I kind of want it to curve a little bit. Okay, so we're going to put that right there. Okay. We're going to do the same thing with this side. And I got to remember, this is the side that's going to touch the body. Not any other side. Okay. 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 So again, now we have the little feet in there. Okay. So basically everything else that's around here is all going to be filled in. Okay. So now we just got the feet on the bottom. And I'm going to grab my old cane to see exactly where I put the feet on the bottom, because it's been so long I don't remember. So I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so the bee that I made has 2 little legs on the bottom. So I switched out these. Okay, so I made, these were up on top. I made these a little smaller and the legs a little longer. And I think I'm going to do that to the back legs as well. Well, not quite that long, but... And the problem is I don't have as much space as I did before on the other one to put 2 legs. So, yeah, we're going to have to figure this one out. So I'm going to cut... I think that's perfect right there. So we're going to try and cut 4 of these. Okay. So there's 2. 3. And 4. Okay. And now don't know if I want that much space in between the back legs. So let me grab that again. Put that on the top, but I think on the inside I'm going to do a 4. Not quite a 5. We're just going to do a 4 in between this one and this one. Okay. Put that right in there. Okay. And again, we're going to put another 4. Well, actually, no. We can put a 3 on the outside. And I think on this one, I'm going to kind of combine them together. Yeah, this may be a little long. Maybe it was supposed to be like that. Because that's too short, so it's got to be... So this is probably the hardest part for me, is the fact that I got to remember which side these legs need to go on. Okay, so we're going to get rid of some of this translucent. And we're going to just kind of shove that in there somewhere. I don't know. I don't have much of that bee cane, so I can't really look at the side of it. And these legs are really short. But they don't want to be tucked in there. I want them to touch right there. All right, so we're just going to do that. Okay? And whatever it is. Hopefully it'll turn out okay. So we have one more to do. So we need 2 at a number 3 and 2 at a number 4. Actually, no, we need 2 at a 0. Never mind. Okay, so we need 2 at the thickest setting. All right. I think I already cut that. And then I just need 1 at a 4 to go in between. I hope I'm not confusing you guys too much. Okay, so that's kind of like that, right? And again, we're taking off some of this translucent. Okay. And yeah, we have to cut this down a lot. So about right there. Okay. It still looks a lot bigger. Oop. Oh, that's what I kind of needed to do, right? Because we want that to attach to this. And yeah, it's going to get wonky. Okay. I hope I didn't cut that too small. All right, guys, so there is there is our bee. There is our little buzzer. Okay, so now we need to wrap this whole thing in translucent. And as you can see, we got a lot of areas to fill. So we're just going to take some of this translucent here. And we're going to just start packing it. Okay. This, I promise you, it will be the hardest part and only hard part that you'll have to do. Okay, now we just need a little bit in the center right there. Actually, I'm going to make this just a little longer. So that it goes farther than the design. Okay. All right, so now let's do that center one. And this is going to take like a triangle. So this is where I need to pull out a whole lot of translucent. And it's really great if I had a longer blade. Okay, so let's put this through the pasta machine at the thickest setting. And we're just going to condition a bunch of this. And let's grab this. Okay. So I see what I need right here. I'm going to make it into a little ball. Okay. And we're going to make it into a triangle. Because that's going to fit right in the middle there. Okay. So we're going to kind of round this like this. We're just going to squish up the sides. to kind of put this around here. Okay, so that's good. So now we just got to go down, right? I need to fill up the bottom here. Okay, so while I fill all this up, I'm going to hit pause. Because that's all basically I'm doing is just adding little bits here and there. So I'll put some here. Well, actually I'll put a little bit here. A little here, around here. And then we'll wrap it. But I don't want you to have to watch the whole thing because I have a feeling this video is going to be long anyways. So I'm going to hit pause and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, I think we have this wrapped. I hope we have it wrapped good enough. The one thing I didn't take into consideration was making it 1/2 inch high. As you know, you've got to reduce this into a little ball. Now I do have to say, Clay Zoo, he can work with the smallest amount of cane and reduce it without a whole lot of waste. He's just that good. Me, nah. Not quite that good. Not good at all, actually, when it comes to that. So we're going to do the best that we can. And crossing our fingers, saying a little prayer, and hoping that our bee looks like a bee when we're done. So it's not that hard of a cane to make. It's just a little time consuming. But again, I haven't made it in over, I'm going to say 2-3 years. And so just remembering how to make them is the main thing. Okay, so as you can see how I'm doing this, it helps kind of keep that stable so it doesn't squish in. And then once I get it to a comfortable size, then I will do it the other way. You don't want to roll this, and just because it's so thin that you will lose so much of this cane. So I am just going to continue doing this, and I'll turn it around and go to the other side. And we're already at 1 inch, so if I can get it to 2 inches, that would be a good way to reduce it the rest of the way, I think. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing that, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so this is the worst and the best part, because we're done, but I'm always scared, obviously, to reveal the cane and hope that it came out like I wanted it to, right? So we're cutting this in 2-inch strips. I haven't looked. I'm not going to look yet because I'm really scared. Look at how I'm doing this so I don't look at it. Alright guys, you ready? Alright, well there's our bee. So, not too bad. I didn't put enough space in between the bottom. The body may be a little smaller than the wings, but that's okay. I kind of like it still. So basically, that's how you make the bee. And yeah. If I can find my other one, let me see if I can find my cane. I'll tell you which one I like better. Hold on one second. Okay, so I found a little cane left of my other bee. Let me cut a little piece off of it and kind of reduce it. This is so old. And try and get it to that same size. Basically hard as a rock. Oh well, it's close enough, right? If it's an improvement, then I'm happy. Because even, I don't know, just by looking at it, it's not too bad. And I see the wings are really stretched out on this one. The bumblebee is a lot smaller as far as the body. So we're just going to take a peek. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this right here. Okay, so this is my old bee. And as you can see, there's a lot more space on the back legs. And this is the other bee. I guess they're both okay. I like my wings here, but I could have put a little bit of translucent in between the two to kind of give it a little bit of separation like this one. But again, I'm happy with it. It still looks like a bumblebee. Here's some gold right here. I'm just going to lay a little piece on. Now I just got to improve in my cutting skills, right? And I have paper right here. Obviously, it's not quite in there, but there we go. There's our little bumblebee. Okay, so I hope you guys like that, and we will talk to you a little bit later. Bye.